Today we're diving into something crucial but often overlooked, scientific communication. Why do you think it's so hard for scientists to get their message across?
Honestly, jargon. We tend to speak in code. What's clear in a lab sounds like Martian to most people.
Exactly. And it's not just about simplifying terms, it's about storytelling too, right?
Totally. People remember stories, not charts. A well-told narrative can carry a complex idea better than a spreadsheet ever could.
But some scientists feel storytelling is diluting the science.
That's a common worry. But simplification isn't the same as oversimplification. You're translating, not dumbing down.
I like that. Translating. So, what do you think makes a good science communicator?
Curiosity, empathy, and clarity. You've got to care about your audience and anticipate their confusion.
Yeah, and maybe even their boredom. You can't assume people care just because it's important.
Right. Making people care, that's half the battle. You've got to connect the science to their everyday lives.
That reminds me of when CRISPR first hit the media. People were lost until someone said, "It's like genetic scissors."
Perfect example. A relatable analogy opens the door to deeper understanding.
But then comes the challenge of accuracy. Where's the line between clear and misleading?
That's where it gets tricky. You need precision, but not paralysis. Overqualifying everything can kill the message.
This might suggest that possibly, under certain conditions, and suddenly, no one's listening.
Yep. Sometimes scientists hedge so much it sounds like they're unsure, even when they're not.
Do you think training in communication should be standard in science education?
Without a doubt. We teach how to pipette but not how to present. That needs to change.
What about using social media? That's a whole other battlefield.
It is, but it's powerful. TikTok scientists, Twitter threads, those can reach more people than a journal article ever will.
Still, the risk of misinformation is real there. The line between science and pseudoscience blurs quickly.
True. But that's even more reason for credible voices to be out there. Better to engage than retreat.
That engagement also helps scientists get feedback. Questions from non-experts often lead to fresh insights.
Absolutely. Sometimes the best why comes from someone outside your field. Forces you to rethink assumptions.
What role do visuals play? Infographics, animations? They seem more popular than ever.
They're gold. Visuals can condense a page of data into a single image. Especially for visual learners.
I've seen great climate science videos that explain global warming in under 60 seconds. No charts, just motion and metaphor.
Exactly. It's not about dumbing down, it's about smart design. Making the invisible visible.
And emotions. We often forget that science is emotional. Wonder, fear, hope.
Yeah, science isn't just facts, it's discovery. And discovery is thrilling.
So how do we bring that thrill into public communication without losing credibility?
Honesty helps. Say, "We don't know yet," when needed. People respect that more than fake certainty.
It's refreshing when a scientist says, "This is what we know, and this is what we're still figuring out."
Shows humility. And it builds trust, especially in times of crisis like during the pandemic.
Trust is everything. Once that's gone, even the truth can sound suspicious.
Totally. That's why tone matters. Being open, approachable, not condescending.
Which brings us to humor. Do you think it belongs in scientific communication?
Oh yeah. Used wisely, it breaks tension, builds connection. Einstein had a great sense of humor.
I once heard someone describe dark matter as the cosmic hide-and-seek champion. That stuck with me.
Perfect example. Humor creates memory hooks. It's humanizing.
So we've got storytelling, visuals, emotion, and tone. What's missing?
Listening. Communication's a two-way street. It's not just about telling, it's about hearing.
That's deep. And I think that's where real impact starts, when science starts listening, not just broadcasting.
Exactly. Whether it's policy, public trust, or education, communication is central to science's relevance.
Let's wrap it here. If there's one takeaway, it's that communicating science well is a skill. And like all skills, it can be learned.
And it must be. Because science that's not shared is science that's wasted.
Couldn't have said it better. Thanks for tuning in. Go share some science today.
And maybe even crack a joke while you're at it. See you next time.